What's up guys, Matt back again with another unboxing video, and today we're going to be reviewing the GxMateria Kaioken Goku. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey. This figure is based on Kaioken Goku from Dragon Ball Z. The figure itself is based on Goku firing his Kaioken x 20 Kamehameha against Frieza from Dragon Ball Z Chapter 119. This is a GxMateria figure, which is a Band Presto Crane figure of characters firing iconic attacks with special effects that capture moments from the anime and manga. If you're interested in buying this figure, then I recommend Bashwin Collectibles, my favorite place to buy Kuji and collectibles. Link to their website in the description. Don't forget to use my discount code Peaches24 to get 10% off your first order. This figure was released on September 18th, 2019 alongside the regular version, but this one is exclusive to Japan. Goku stands at about 9 inches on his base. The figure itself is 6 inches. He weighs 13.3 ounces in box, 8.2 ounces on his own, and the figure comes whole with his key effects, base, and support. I am a sucker for Kaioken, and this is another figure that I had no idea existed when GxMateria came out. So if you guys didn't know, I originally reviewed the first GxMateria Goku around the same time that GxMateria came out. The very first figure was Goku firing his Kamehameha. Still one of my favorite GxMateria figures, but as soon as I found out that there was a variation where he was in his Kaioken, I was like, whoa, I have to pick this up. So I got this off of Zen Market a long time ago, and it took forever to get here. So I just kind of forgot about it, and it's been in my backlog to review for a while. But here he is, and we can finally start talking about it. So let's talk about it. I think as a character choice, it's pretty perfect to start, pretty much any figure series with Goku. And like I've said before, you guys can see that I'm a big fan of Kaioken, especially on figures. It usually makes them end up looking very cool, very unique. So I think choosing to do a special version of a regular Goku doing an iconic moment when he shoots the Kamehameha at Frieza is awesome. And obviously this is the more accurate version because when he does do the Kamehameha against Frieza, it's a Kaioken x 20. So makes sense for the figure to be in Kaioken. So this is actually a much better choice than the original GxMateria Goku. So obviously as a character choice, that's a 5 out of 5 in my opinion. His likeness, hey, it's Varuk. Varuk is an incredible sculptor. We all know how good he is at capturing the likeness of these characters, and this figure is, no exception to that point. His face is freaking incredible. Just so much character and emotion captured in Goku's face. Everything from the little details under his eyes, the way that he actually painted his eyes onto his face, and obviously there's nothing wrong with his mouth. Very well sculpted in there, so he just looks really good, looks exactly like Goku, so his likeness is easily a 5 out of 5 in my opinion. Sculpt quality, me with my bases and supports, this figure would be perfect if it wasn't for this big old stick going up Goku's butt cheek. So obviously that is a little disappointing, but I understand that Crane figures, it's very standard for them to be this way, and Goku is floating, so they wanted to emulate that whole effect of Goku floating in the air, and it is a pretty cool position to have him in. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but his hair is really cool. The way that it's being blown back by the Kamehameha is pretty awesome. You can see plenty of details on his gi because he's battle damaged from the fight against Frieza. Even his wristbands have a little bit of tears on them, so it looks like, yeah, he's been fighting Frieza for a bit now. And of course, the whole effect of his Kamehameha, it's a little ball in his hand, and then the little spikes that are going everywhere. I have issues with the spikes on my Gohan figure from GxMateria. Like, if I just touch him, one of them will fall off, or 2 or 3 of them. Whereas this one, they're pretty sturdy on there, so I am happy about that. Putting these together can be a little bit of a chore, but just try your best to follow the instructions that are on the box and put them in where they're supposed to go, and then from there, should be pretty easy. But yeah, the sculpt is wonderful. The only blemish is that support and base, so I'll give the sculpt a 4 out of 5. Paint and shading, spectacular. Obviously, like I said in the beginning of the video, Kaioken really allows these figures to pop, and this is the type of shading that I think of when I think of a Kaioken figure. You know, you're making Goku's skin a little, like, I guess, browner, and his hair a little brownish black instead of just a dark black. You have like this mahogany color on his boots and his shirt, a little bit of a pinkish red for his pants. That's what I love to see in a Kaioken figure, not like the Matchmaker's Goku. Like, that one's just ugly. And this thing has shading like all throughout it. Maybe not on the back, but you can even see some shading on his pants. You know, there's some pinks and reds mixed in there to really make it pop. His skin has plenty of shading to emulate the Kaioken. And something that GxMateria doesn't do like at all anymore is they put some blue on the palms of his hand. So it actually does look like the light of the Kamehameha is reflecting off of his hands, which is a very, very nice touch. I wish they would do that more often with GxMateria figures. But yeah, paint and shading is fantastic. It's a 5 out of 5. Size and scale, he's a little smaller than, you know, your typical Kuji figures or anything like that. He's a smaller figure, that's for sure. He doesn't really scale with most of GxMateria. Maybe some of the earlier GxMateria releases, but GxMateria just they're not a series that are going to scale like at all. So yeah, nothing really spectacular there, but not really that bad. I mean, especially on his stand, he's 9 inches. That's a pretty decent size. You know, that's a decently sized figure, about the size of my head. And I got a big head, so I think he's pretty nice. He will actually hover above a lot of figures that you'll have maybe in a crane figure type of shelf that you have like I do, but I don't think he's bad. He's just a little miniature. He's 6 inches on his own. So obviously he's not going to scale well or really size up to, you know, most collectors' collections with like Kuji figures, but I like the way that he sizes up on the base and scale, the base and support. So I will give size and scale a 4 out of 5 in that area. But yeah, I think that this might be the best GxMateria figure that they've ever done. It's really funny because this was the first one they did. It was a special Japan exclusive version of the very first release, and I feel like they haven't been able to top it ever since. And GxMateria, while it's still pretty good, kind of has lowered its quality a little bit, probably because they cut the budget or something like that. But I love this Goku. He's one of my favorite crane figures in my entire collection, and I'm going to walk away and give this figure a 4.5 out of 5. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.